From Proverbs to Ponzi, modern money's ancient sin. Before we delve further into this exploration of ancient proverbs and their unflinching critique of modern financial systems, allow me to offer a brief reminder. If any part of this discussion strikes a chord, whether a piercing historical parallel or a revelation about coercion in taxation, dependency and welfare, or the quiet erosion of currency, please consider liking the episode, sharing it with others who might benefit from these insights, and following or subscribing for future episodes. Your support sustains this platform and enables continued examination of these enduring truths. We're exploring something that's as old as civilization itself but hits right in the pocketbook of modern life. How ancient proverbs shine a light on today's financial headaches, and how they expose the deep-seated wrongs in things like taxes, welfare systems, and the sneaky way currencies get watered down. It's fascinating how words from thousands of years ago can cut through the noise of our economy and reveal uncomfortable realities about money, power, and morality. Stick around as we unpack this, drawing from wisdom that stood the test of time. Let's ease into it with a quick glimpse of what's ahead. Imagine flipping through an old book of sayings from kings, philosophers, and everyday folks across cultures, and suddenly realizing they're talking straight to us about crushing debt, endless greed, and the traps of quick riches. But it goes deeper. They hint at how forced takings and handouts erode our freedom and integrity, without giving away the punchlines just yet. We'll see how these insights challenge the systems we take for granted, showing that what we call progress might just be old vices in new clothes. Now, let's get into the heart of it, where we lay out the full picture. Our financial struggles today aren't some glitch in the matrix of capitalism. They're echoes of human flaws that Proverbs have been warning about forever. Take debt. For starters, it's not just a number on a statement. It's a chain. In ancient times, borrowing could mean literal slavery, and today it's no different with credit cards charging 20% interest or student loans topping $1.7 trillion in the US alone. But layer on taxes and it gets uglier. Taxes aren't just a bill. They're a forced extraction, often called theft by those who see it as the government dipping into your earnings without true consent. Historically, taxes started simple, like tributes to kings or emperors, think ancient Rome's urine tax, where even waste was monetized for public works. But as societies grew, so did the reach. England's window tax in 1696 punished people for having light in their homes, leading folks to brick up windows to avoid it. Russia's beard tax under Peter the Great in 1705 forced men to shave or pay up, all to modernize the look of the nation. These weren't voluntary. They were backed by force, just like today where refusing to pay can land you in jail. The core argument here is that taxation violates property rights. It's taking what you've earned through labor and redistributing it, often inefficiently or corruptly. Elections might dress it up as democracy, but some call them auctions for stolen goods, where politicians promise your money to buy votes. And welfare? That's the flip side, where the taken money funds handouts that create dependency, robbing people of self-reliance and dignity. It's seen as immoral because it forces one group to subsidize another, like a legalized robbery that discourages work and perpetuates poverty. In historical terms, welfare echoes ancient poor laws or Bolshevik experiments in forced equality, but it often leads to a cycle where recipients become trapped and taxpayers resent the burden. Then there's currency dilution, inflation basically, which is the silent thief. When governments or central banks print more money, it devalues what you have saved, stealing purchasing power without you noticing until prices soar. Think of it as watering down wine. Your dollar buys less because the supply's bloated. This isn't natural. It's policy, often from institutions like the Federal Reserve, accused of being a cartel that erodes wealth through this hidden tax. In ancient contexts, rulers debased coins by mixing in cheaper metals, pocketing the difference while folks suffered. Today it's digital, but the effect is the same. Your savings shrink, hitting the poor hardest who can't hedge with assets. Diving into the themes and analysis, these proverbs aren't just quaint sayings. They're sharp critiques of systems that exploit human weaknesses. Greed drives much of it, the endless chase for more that leaves us poorer in spirit. Taxes amplify this by feeding government bloat, where money meant for roads or defense gets siphoned into waste or favors. The immorality lies in the coercion. You're not choosing to give. It's taken under threat, making it no different from theft in moral terms. Welfare adds another layer. It's not charity, which is voluntary and uplifting. It's mandated transfer, breeding resentment and dependency. Analysis shows it discourages innovation. Why strive when the state props you up or punishes success with higher taxes? In Bolshevik models, this led to stagnation, as forced equality ignored human incentive. Currency dilution ties in as the ultimate deceit. It's theft without fingerprints, diluting effort and savings. Proverbs warn against dishonest gains, and inflation fits. It's not creating value. It's eroding it. Overall, these systems distort markets, favor the connected, and undermine personal responsibility, echoing ancient warnings about wealth's pitfalls. In analysis, they reveal a cycle. Taxes fund welfare, inflation covers deficits, all while Proverbs urge prudence and ethics over reliance on flawed structures. Let's pull out some standout quotes that drive this home. From the Bible, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender." That's Proverbs 22 verse 7, nailing how debt, and by extension tax burdens, enslave us to systems. Another, dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Proverbs 13 verse 11. A jab at quick schemes like inflationary policies that erode wealth fast. Seneca, the Roman Stoic, said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This hits greed in welfare states, where endless demands fuel tax hikes. A Chinese proverb, "Giving a child a skill is better than giving him 1,000 pieces of gold." Better to teach self-sufficiency than handouts that breed dependency. From Africa, make some money but don't let money make you. Warning against letting financial systems control your life, like through inflationary theft. An Indian saying, "Never make money by evil means. Such money will be snatched away by others." Critiquing immoral taxes and dilutions that backfire. And from Proverbs 10 verse 4, "Idle hands make one poor, but diligent hands bring wealth." Underscoring how welfare can incentivize idleness over diligence. These aren't just words. They're blueprints for avoiding the traps. Wrapping this up, if these ancient insights resonate, consider applying them. Build skills, avoid debt, question systems that take without giving value back. Live prudently, invest wisely to beat inflation, and advocate for fairer structures. Thanks for joining this exploration. It's eye-opening how old wisdom can guide us through modern messes. Stay well, stay free,